Hello!
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 Whoa,
How good was that?
that was pretty special.
Welcome, good to see you all. We are here, we are back. Nathan has been fiddling with tech again.
Yep.
He doesn't even sleep anymore, he just plays with tech.
Sleep is for the weak, guys. Come on. Keep up. Keep up.
Yeah, we're playing Numenera, and I am the game master. And I feel like I haven't, it's like getting back on a bike after a long time of not riding. I'm just hoping that I can still remember how to do this. So, we'll see how we go.
It was good last time you did it. Do more of that.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't stuff it up, okay, Johnny? Jeez.
That's right.
If you stuff it up, everyone in this chat, including us, will then go after you, okay?
Johnny's going for a PB.
So if everybody
I've been watching the Olympics.
Yeah, everyone in the chat,
I know
can
some.
judge
I know
Johnny
some.
based on his effort.
Yeah, I know some sport words.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
expecting, everyone to give me a score out of 10, and then I'll remove the top score and the bottom score and take the average of the rest.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to ask for a 10, then roll a d8, right?
Yeah, it doesn't help, unfortunately.
You won't win, but you're
Damn
very
you
hard to
statistics.
lose.
That's right.
Awesome.
That was an amazing revelation mid-game.
Hello, Peasant 101. Hi, Miss Cara.
Thank
I
you.
also made some pretty things down the bottom.
Yay!
Yeah, so nice.
Oh, I like the light going across the...
So we are in the world of Numenera. If you haven't seen Numenera, played Numenera, it's set in the distant future.
It is post-apocalyptic, right?
Well, it's post to the 9 apocalyptic.
Yeah.
So civilization has grown and then had an apocalypse and then been post-apocalyptic and then grown and then gone and then grown and then gone 9 times. So this is the 9th iteration of civilization on planet Earth. Earth does not really resemble the Earth that we know. Civilization doesn't really resemble the civilization we know. A lot of things are kind of, the kind of fantasy world kind of vibe in terms of, Ben is the best DM.
That joke will never get old. That's,
Yeah, I think it will.
I'm sure no one's sick of that at all.
Not at all.
That's good.
Just you, Ben. Just you.
keep saying it every week after week. Make sure that joke's there. Never going to grade on Derek, obviously.
How about we introduce our characters, because I can't even remember all your characters. It will help me and the viewer to know who you are.
Can I say, as a DM, going along and saying, look, I'm doing this for the viewer, not for me, that I haven't forgotten or remembered. It's just
nothing to
the
do with
viewer.
me. Nathan, your character, if you will.
Exy. Now, Exy is a very special character because he was my first neutral character, which, for me, being an excessively chaotic person was very difficult. Even going to neutral was hard, but then going to the neutral, it was really kind of difficult. So anyway, I'm boring now, and my name is Exy, and I'm a necklace because I couldn't think of anything more neutral than being a
Family
thing,
heirloom.
just like
An
a
inanimate
thing
object.
Yeah, look, I'm always hanging, but I can't say that because I'm neutral. So I'd just be like, it was good. So I hang there and I hang around people's necks. But the special thing about me is that I hang around people's necks and then I take over their bodies. I'm not sure if they like it. I don't know what it feels like. All I know is that I get put over a neck and they're mine for like a little bit. And
That's so cool.
That's about as crazy as a character I could ever make, and that's why we're playing it in Numenera.
And who's carrying your jewellery at the moment?
Well, I woke up on a body, and the body had X on it, and then that body died, and then I found another body with XI. So I got my name of Exy because I have an X on my body, but then it could be some form of counting or some sort of anything, Nobody knows. It's known but not known information.
That's so cool.
Awesome. Ben.
Did we go through your descriptors?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Does it matter?
A thingy thing who things.
A stealthy Jack who exists partially out of phase is what I've got written here.
That's me.
Oh, bugger. A mystic nano who controls gravity.
That's me.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's me.
I just thought I'd foreshadow Derek's amazing descriptions.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Derek's on mute at the moment, so I don't know.
Oh, whoops. Derek's on mute in VMix.
No, he'll come back.
Am I?
He'll come back. Thank you for letting us know. I presume that's how Nathan worked it out. Oh no, but not hearing him. So you are listening to the VMix. That's right.
Yes.
That's
So
good.
give us a
Nathan now listens to the VMix. Yes. Me?
Yes.
Well, it's lucky Derek was on mute, because then it would have been said twice if I said it too. My character.
I am Underbelly, a tough glaive who never says die.
Except I just said it then. I'm sort of a biomechanically modified tough guy who likes to shoot people and wear armor. He was kind of like an encounters kind of based thing, and then the last game we played, we really did no encountering and did all social stuff. So I hope there's some encounters. He's like got armor on. He's like got all these special recovery things, and he can push through the pain. And he's got good guns and
But
things.
not emotional
and he's
pain.
big.
So how's
Not
he
emotional pain.
Yeah. So he has tough
good.
times.
I try not to think about it, you know?
And he speaks like that because whenever you get a new toy,
Overusing technology? I can't imagine what you mean.
awesome.
I like it.
And
I like
Derek,
it. Derek's back. Cool.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I am playing Flair Amano. I am has been previously previewed.
Hopefully, that's right.
I am a stealthy Jack who exists partially out of phase. So I'm a teenage woman who has a suit of a nano suit. So it gives me advantages to stealthing and jumping and all sorts of stuff like that. And yeah, generally is a bit whimsical and a bit kind of fight for the underdog, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. In perfect sync, Johnny.
yeah. Well, maybe. You have to
That's
ask
true.
Nathan whether
That's
that would be
true.
in
That's
perfect
right. I
sync.
heard you in perfect sync. Who the heck knows once it goes down the pipers?
In the Australian internet land, could have been way out of sync.
That's right.
What?
Awesome. So our adventure is
Wow, we said that right in sync, Johnny. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
our adventurers are living dangerously. In our last adventure, they went through some things, and so you've been, exploring the world, searching for artifacts, ciphers, treasures, and we're kind of going to pick things up. What's the phrase? In media res.
Yes.
You are currently exploring in a strange location, which I think I can. Oh, there it is.
Woo!
So you are in this deep ravine. The three of you have left your other friends in the ship, and you've gone to explore. You've heard rumors that there are some really valuable artifacts somewhere in this ravine. Perhaps they've been buried somewhat under the sand that has come blowing down from the desert up on the surface above. So you might have to kind of search around and dig around for them. Some of you might have abilities that help you somewhat to find things that might be buried and hidden. You're searching high and low, trying to find anything of value.
It's like a combination of like June and Mad Max. Like,
yeah. What are your strategies for finding things in this ravine?
I brought a large spade. I'm going to dig it up. If I just keep digging, I'm sure to run into something. This seems the way it is in these lands.
Seems fair.
So yeah, he's sort of like just piling into the sand, with great flurries of sand flying out behind him. He
Just
does
at random.
just at random, yeah, like enthusiastically. Yeah, you know, like he's seen people dig before, and you know, you bang into a sarcophagus or whatever, and you scratch the top off and slide it aside, and yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go and put it out there that I'm a ship, so I'm going to scan with my shippiness.
Yeah.
How are you a ship?
Well, okay.
Well,
Well, I'm
you're
not
connected
really a
with
ship.
the
I'm a
ship.
necklace.
Yeah.
You might have known. I said that before. But I'm a ship because the ship that is commanded by this being that sits in the back, and you put me on. When you go into the ship, you put the necklace over, and that's how we're able to fly it. Or at least that's what we were flying last time.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that to get you to scan.
Yes, and I do the beep beeps and the bubs, and I do the scanning. It's never worked. Just putting it out there, but it's always come up with something, but we don't know what it means.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think when you were on the ship, because the ship is up on the surface of the desert, and you guys have come down into the ravine post scanning.
Yes, 'cause
you
there's
know
some
that
signs.
in the ravine. There is something here. It's not just rumors. The scanning is confirmed that there are things to find down here. But I don't think the scanning's quite accurate enough that you know within a square meter exactly where it is.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
using
just so
a
you've got
grid.
some idea.
I'm using a grid method. You know, touching each bit for a little while, frantically digging.
So after
But I mean,
3
if anyone
hours
else has a
and
better
14
idea.
holes, can I do a bit of I don't know. Can I use because I'm a gravity. So can I use gravity to kind of like make?
Lift the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
flow
can move
upwards.
the sand around.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start like walking along and like lifting sand up with my hands, passing the man
that's
who.
pretty cool.
I like
And I
it.
do this after 3 hours of Ben's character shoveling, not because I wanted to or I did it out of a joke. It was just because I was waiting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna basically
What about
roll
you?
gravity to walk along and just kind of like raise sand as I walk around.
Yeah, I like it. What about you, Derek?
I don't know. I'm trying to. I'm searching through my equipment, trying to find something that might be useful. I'm not really equipped for this sort of thing. I do have cat's eyes, which allows me to see in almost pitch darkness. Does that help at all?
So there are, as you can see in the picture, there are kind of crevices and nooks and crannies in the walls of the ravine. So maybe you can see into them if there's things kind of tucked away.
Yeah, I like that idea.
behind.
The other thing that I'm going to do is this nano skin that goes out all over my body. I'm going to hold out my hand and I'm going to stretch out the nano skin and just kind of look for tiny permutations in the air currents down here to see if there are caves or some kind of breezes that might give away an entrance to some underground area. That's
Yeah, I like it. So how about you each make a roll
Cool.
relative to those things that you're doing?
Digging.
So digging would be a might roll, I think.
Excellent. So if I have 1 effort and 2 edge, I can just take 1 off the difficulty, or it becomes 1 better already without any cost. Is that right?
Yes.
Even if it was just 1 edge and 1 effort. Okay, good. So I got a 7 already, so that's an 8.
As in a... Hang on.
I'm going to always talk in terms of Numenera values, so 1 through 7. 19 to 20 is a 7, is that right?
Yeah, so you rolled
Yes.
a
I rolled a 19,
He rolled really well.
19.
and with
Can
my
I say
a
effort,
Nikki gets it?
yeah,
A 19 is a whatever it's called, a critical success.
but that's
It's
I rolled a 22.
Well, yeah, but so the natural number on
Ah.
the dice are important for crits. So
So
a 20 is a
7.
major crit and a 19 is a minor crit. And in combat, an 18 and a 17 are also you do extra damage.
So
and
there's
a
a
1
dis-
is a critical fail.
So there's a distinction. Okay, good, fine, excellent.
You
That's
got
great.
the silver medal, like the Olympic
Why don't they
Games.
just use it? Why don't they just use a D20? But they do use a D20.
You do
Yes.
use a d20.
But
You are
it's
using a d20.
only got 7 numbers on it, but then 2 of them are extra different. No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not going to complain.
Not complaining. It's good. Everybody's a winner. Go.
So
Would you-
let's say not only do you find something, but you're going to find something good.
With the shovel randomly sticking in the middle of a desert. I love it.
I'm moving a lot of sand because he is very, very strong. His spine and muscles and everything is all enhanced mechanically and nanotechnologically.
So you clunk, your shovel clunks against something hard and metallic sounding, and you pull the rest of the sand off, and what you discover is a large, not large, about this big, strange looking metal box.
Look what I found!
Which is, with a bit of exploration, you find that it's a lightning wall projector. It creates a wall of lightning,
Oh, wow.
30 feet by 30 feet, 1 foot thick, and it inflicts 1d6 plus 2 damage on anything that tries to pass through the wall.
Nice.
So you might want to write
Wow.
that down somewhere.
Can I
This
say,
would be excellent at blocking things.
I look very I like the look of that shovel now. Look, I mocked it before as I was walking around like Magneto lifting up sand, but like, look, it
Wow.
seems like it did the job.
Yeah.
What was the damage? 1d6 plus.
1d6 plus 2,
Man,
which is quite good.
Wow.
Numenera.
don't.
How long does
don't
it last
ever-
for?
Yeah.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
And then it's dead. Is that right? That's the thing.
And
with
yeah, it's a
these.
one use.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a cipher, so you can use it one time only, and then it will never work again.
It's
I'm
box
going to
of
never
four.
use it because I'm always going to save it up for some moment that might be better than this current moment.
Welcome to my health potions in every game I ever play.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
You literally
Nathan,
caught box of lightning. I like it.
What do you roll? What do you roll to move sand and look under things? Is that? I
Um,
don't even remember. Is it intellect?
yeah, it would be intellect, which is surprisingly my best stat.
for the gravity.
And
It's not my best stat.
And consistently, I have gone and rolled a 3. Not like Numenera 3, not like,
All right, not a 3-3.
yeah, no, I just moved a whole heap of sand. It didn't dig as much as it just did, just like cover the important spots.
All right.
So, yeah, basically,
So-
I failed on every single level.
no, level
that is
3.
consistent.
Level 3.
Yeah.
That's It's not too bad.
You find a thumbtack that has 1 jolt of lightning in it that can, that can annoy someone.
Thumb tap of
you-
getting stabbed
you-
slightly.
As you're lifting up sand, you notice through your gravity sense that you've lifted up something that isn't sand. What it is it's a tiny little vial of anti-venom that will make you immune to poisons
Yep.
of the same level or lower than the level of the anti-venom. And it's level 2. So any poison level 1 or 2, this anti-venom will work for.
How many levels are there?
I don't know, is it necklace?
800.
So obviously
I'm more
it's for
scared of
keeping your
rust.
body alive, which, is useful to you somewhat.
Yeah, look, anybody does it, But yes, no, I take that and I put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
Because I am neutral about it. Some may say beige.
Cool.
All right.
And
Shall I
Derek,
give a roll?
So, is this a... Yeah, what do you get?
This is a natural one.
Oh.
Oh,
So that's what we call a GM intrusion.
Okay. Oh dear.
A GM intrusion. Explain that one, Johnny.
So
I
GM
should, like, do it-
intrusions are basically the effect of a critical fail but also they can happen at other times whenever the GM feels so inspired as to intrude. In this particular case, you don't get anything for it. Usually, if it's just me wanting to intrude, I offer you an inspiration point
Called common
in
courtesy.
return
Yeah.
for the intrusion. But when you roll a 1, you just get the intrusion free of charge.
No, okay.
Nice.
As you are looking down these dark crevices in the ravine, you see something strange, a kind of glowing light, really faint at first, but with your dark vision, it's not called dark vision, is it?
Cat's eyes.
That's cat's eyes, because that's copyrighted, I'm sure. With your cat's eyes, you can see this kind of glowing, and so you think, well, there must be something in there, and so you go in into the depths, and this strange creature reaches out and grabs your hand.
Oh, nice.
Can I say, to be called strange on Numenera is kind of like, that's like, yeah.
Do we notice?
It's like
Does he
being called
cry out or?
warm-blooded.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm going to...
that didn't work.
It's blue! It's blue!
It's Blue, everybody! Watch out! It's Blue! Grab his hand!
I run away from the blue.
All right. Well, I had a picture, but
Yeah.
that isn't it.
Oh,
obviously.
no.
That's all right.
So it's
So
grabbed
this-
my hand.
Describe it in horrifying detail, Johnny.
Sure. Well, you don't really. You just see a sort of a glowing light, but it's almost like the light is semi-corporeal and kind of has enough substance to it to take hold of you, but isn't substantive enough to really make out any shape to it. You've kind of just been attacked by the light, and you better take some damage.
Oh, okay.
Because
Wow.
you know, these things are nasty. Except I've lost my page.
How do I even
Is it
take
the first one?
damage? I have armor +1.
So the armor will give you that's damage reduction, and you basically
Yeah.
lose might pool, I believe.
Yeah, so you lose might pull first, and then you lose. If you've lost all your might, then you start losing your speed, and if you've lost all your speed, then you start losing your intellect, and if you lose everything, you're dead.
Uh-huh.
So occasionally, the type of effect will mean that you don't lose might, you lose speed or intellect instead. But in this case, it's just vanilla damage, so it's might. So you take 3 points minus the 1 for your armor means 2 points.
And does he cry
of
out?
damage.
Does she cry out, in fact? Sorry.
Yes, she.
So, yeah, I will definitely... Sorry, how much points did I lose?
So you lost 2 might points.
2
'cause
might
It does 3
points.
damage, but you said you had a +1
Okay.
armor.
And where do I put that on the character sheet?
Just cross.
Damage.
No, you just cross out your might and write the lower number.
Okay.
But
So-
leave your max might possible.
Has your
restored,
group been
obviously.
suffering from playing too much D&D Beyond and having everything at the click of a finger? Well, there's sheets where you have to use pen and paper to be able to put numbers in different places and remember such things.
Oh dear. It's very hard to change systems.
Yep. And particularly with Numenera, because we don't play this all that often. So,
It is great.
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Yeah, so this kind of gold glowing light, well, I don't know, glowing, almost like a flickering, and it sort of zaps your hand, and it feels hot, but it doesn't look like flames. It's like a flickering light.
And she doesn't cry out or give us any indication for us to help.
So
cry
yeah,
out?
I will cry out at this point, and and scream out, "Something's got me!"
Flare! Flare!
And I go running over to her, hefting my. I throw the spade down and pull out my gun thing.
Yeah.
I think the spade would have got you there, but like that
My
thing.
double bladed. My buzzer. I pull out my buzzer.
I'm going to hover over at great, at a moderately good speed, like enough to know that I care, but not enough to show that I'm too caring.
Neutral.
Yeah.
At a neutral speed.
Yeah. I'm like the equivalent of a friend zone person.
What do we see? Is it still holding her?
No, it sort of zapped her, and when she pulled her hand back, it didn't. It
What?
didn't hold her. She pulled away.
What happened?
Successfully.
Are you alright? Where did it go? Are we
there's
being
something-
attacked?
There's something in there. It's some kind of phased thing. So I have a fair bit of experience with phased things, right?
Yeah, you are a phased thing.
I am a
aren't you?
phased thing. So when it touched me, did I get an idea of like the resonance that it was on?
Yeah, I like that.
It's blue again.
It's 'cause
Let's
it's
say
out of
that it's a
phase.
blue light, not a gold
I
light.
love it. I
Because
love
then
it.
Right,
that
it is.
image actually works. You just rearrange your mind palace.
So I'm gonna
Yeah. How much do you know about these creatures, I wonder? Yeah. Maybe you could make an intellect roll to see if you recognize what might have attacked you.
Okay. I get a 13 on the roll, so that's what, a 4?
4, yeah. So you're pretty sure.
13's a 5.
No, it isn't.
You said a 1, 2, and 3 are 1. A 4, 5, 6 are 2. 7, 8, 9 is 3.
Oh, yeah.
10, 11, 12
Right.
is 4. So 13's a 5. Yeah.
He's got the
Yep.
skills.
I did it myself
He
with
can
chart.
do math. Yeah, well, yeah, a 4 would have been enough. So a 5 is definitely enough. So you think it's probably an Irulian. And Irulians are alien creatures. They're not from Earth, but they are occasionally found on Earth. And they are primarily a creature made of energy. Although they can take a physical form when they want to. So
Not tonight, but
they can kind of live in between being energy and matter as they wish, which means that when they're in energy form, they can pass through solid matter.
Yeah.
So it can move in and out of the rock, which is kind of what it seemed to do as it came towards you.
Cool.
try it again.
I'm still not certain that this is a malicious thing. I think it's going. There we go.
Exy,
that does-
watch the perimeter.
So
I'll investigate.
That image is the two different forms. So you're currently looking at that gold shape in the background.
Okay.
If it took physical
cool.
form, it would look like that brain stem thing in the foreground. So it doesn't look like that right now. But Derek's character knows that it could.
So I
say, I will try and coax it to its physical form. So I'm picking up on that resonance that it struck me with, and I'm popping out my forearm blade and attuning it to the same kind of resonance and attacking.
I draw my double-bladed staff and stand there ready, since she seems to know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Both
All
of them
right,
are
Derek.
real weird. You're right. That is strange. Go
Cool
for it.
picture.
Is
That's
that
why I wanted the picture.
Yeah. Is that a speed?
Yeah, let's say that's a speed.
Okay, I've got 2 edge in speed. So I can use one of them or both of them.
How much effort do you have, Derek?
2 effort.
then you can spend 2 effort, and it won't cost you any of your pool because you've got 2 edge.
Okay, so my goal here is to kind of attack it and disrupt its ethereal form so that it has to revert to its physical form.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But not make it angry.
So I rolled a 10, and with my 2 edge, does that make it a 5?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Ask the calculator. He'll tell you.
I'll send you the chart on Discord, and then you can all look at it.
So you're in kind of a it's in a confined space. Well, kind of. It can move through the walls, so it's not really confined. But as far as you're concerned, it's confined. So you're kind of stabbing this blade down this crevasse. That's not the word for it. What do you call it?
Cave?
Cave. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you sort of pierce into that gold, sort of glowing, thrumming energy space.
Yep.
And it seems to retract back into the cave wall.
It might be a smart enemy since it can turn into a brain.
What is it? Why are you attacking the wall? Is someone attacking us? Are they hidden? Is there a door?
I love that you're just freaking out at every moment. Where are they? What are they doing?
I have no information. I just know that she screamed, and she's like, now she's going at the wall.
Well, yeah, I tried to coax it out. It has a physical form with a giant eye and a tentacle, but I'm unable to. It has retreated.
You mean it's just energy now, but it has a physical form?
Yes, if we can find it, we can perhaps. I start to back away from the wall because I don't want it to sort of jump out at me again, and I start to, push. Sorry, what's your name? Ben? Arlish? Aish?
I am Underbelly.
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 So I start sort of pushing Underbelly back away from the wall so that we can, if it comes to us, it has to come out fully from the wall.
Awesome.
Can I attack the wall?
I'm happy to be pushed back.
With gravity?
Can you attack the wall?
It's a new attack the darkness style, but like I'm just thinking if I can put a jolt in the wall so it might actually come out. Like you know when like you got there's like something behind it, you can hit the wall and they might go and scurry out.
You could try.
Look, it's a giant brain. It's not going to work, but
I can't promise it'll work, but you can do it.
Thank you for dealing with my stupidity, Johnny. I appreciate it. And that's just using my gravity as an onslaught. Or just, yeah. Yeah, nah. Let's be honest. I'm there. If I ever roll for it, it's never going to happen. In my head, that's why I'm neutral, because nobody can ever hurt me. Protected.
So are you are you looking down the cave, or have you, Derek? You said that you'd sort of stepped back.
Oh, it is a cave, not just a wall.
Well, it was down a little cave in the wall.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That
And
Derek
went
reached
into
his hand in and got zapped.
So basically, I've come up behind and just thrown a bit of gravity at the wall, and just the wall's gone like doosh.
Yeah. The word I was looking for was crevice.
Crevice.
Yes. Okay, that makes more sense now.
And is the crevice something
Cave
that we
sounds
could...
big. Crevice is only really big enough for an arm to go through.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
And not a body? Could we fit down it?
No.
Okay.
What about a necklace?
Just toss the necklace in.
Recon.
So you're all sort of huddled around this crevice, and you notice as you're looking intently, but out of the corner of your eye, you suddenly notice to your left, if you're on the left of the group, or to your right if you're on the right, there's actually a couple more of these things coming at you, one from each side, almost in a coordinated flanking maneuver.
Watch out!
Clever girl.
I'm on the left. I'm going to swing at it. I'm ready for danger, ready for action.
I love that. As a
With your-
combat
with your
character,
staff.
as a combat character, you're like, yeah, and the guys can like, totally like, can be like, your weapon won't be able to hit them kind of thing. But
Can I attack?
Something
You can.
hit.
Awesome. I use an effort, which is just moderated with my might, with my edge, and I have a 4th level success.
Yeah, so your staff passes through it, and it doesn't seem to be affected at all, except that it stops dead in its tracks. It doesn't keep advancing. So it's within arm's reach of you, because you did seem to hit the space it was occupying. But its energy state and your physical weapon don't seem to affect each other.
if only you had a box pen, maybe a magical one, puts up a large
makes a
wall.
wall. It makes just a wall. I'm not sure where we put the wall when they're surrounding us. We could stand inside the wall.
And Exy,
That'd be
you're
bad.
on the right hand side of this
Currently in combat with a
trio.
wall.
So
yes.
there's one coming at you from the right.
Okay, so I'm going to use so basically I'm going to like, I've been watching a bit of Avatar, and they're kind of like, you know, when they throw their hands down, they fire energy at the ground, they fire themselves up a little bit. I do that, but gravity, and then I fire a bolt of gravity from my hands directly at them. Kind of like, it's like you know the force pulling you down on the ground, but from the side.
I like it.
But I don't want to be too descriptive because I know it can be scary to some people watching. But I just want to, you know,
That's cool.
that's where I'm going with it. And if it's too much, you can turn off the stream. Be careful. You've been warned. All right, so I do that. Let me roll
Make a
under
roll.
a 5. I rolled a 5. Legitimately.
Like the number 5 or
Yeah,
level
the number
5?
5. So it's no, like, yeah.
Okay.
So it did work.
Ben was excited for a second.
I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah.
These dice don't sort of bring themselves into the foreground every single roll or anything, do they?
No, well, look,
Good.
honestly,
the way it's so smooth.
yeah, I like D&D Beyond
so-
because the random is like
Do we just
proper
need-
random.
Do we just need to
So
buy
there's
like
kind of a
Numenera dice?
rippling wave of sand in the background where your gravity sort of missed its target and hit the ground
But did it miss?
behind the target. And that's all.
I've never hit anyone, so I'm pretty much a pacifist at the moment. So
Derek, you've seen to your left and to your right Ben and Nathan making these moves, and when you're about to assist one of them, the original Aurelian comes straight at you out of the solid rock,
Cool.
and you barely have time to react, but I will let you.
All right.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, I will fling my forearm blade up through it to try and sever it, and yes, I'm trying to get between myself and Ben and Nathan so that we've got our backs to each other. Is that?
Nice. We will also look cool, which is super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
the
got another
Avengers.
10.
Is that
Um,
a 10 or a 10?
That's
So,
a
which is a level 4.
which is a level
Okay.
4.
hey,
Yeah.
don't be disappointed at a 10. That's a
that's much
a
better than
reasonable
Nathan's.
roll.
No, it's just I rolled a 10 already. I was hoping for
So
like
Some
you-
people dream
Your,
of 10.
your blade does pass through the sort of energy form within arm's reach of you as it comes at you, and it stops dead. A foot from your face,
Okay.
just like Ben's did. And actually, Nathan, yours has stopped short of you as well.
a
so you're
sympathetic
sort
stop. Like, oh, okay, I'll slow down for the child.
Hold, they're not attacking.
Yeah.
Hello?
Is this a stop like a hard stop?
Yeah, and it
Do they look friendly? They're just blobs of light at the moment.
blobs of glowing light at the
But
moment.
a friendly
Yep.
light?
Underbelly holds up his staff, kind of in one hand. One hand puts in the sand and holds his hands up.
Whoa, lighty light.
You hear a voice
Oh,
coming out of the light in response to you. I don't know whether I can. I don't have Ben's tech, but the voice says,
you might have, however, talent, which is can make a difference.
"What are you doing in our lair?"
We didn't know we were in your lair. We were just exploring for pretty things. Have we disturbed you?
Those are owls. And in that moment, all three of them, in an instant, change state into their physical form.
Nice.
Terrifying as it is. And all three of their tentacle tails whip out at the three of you.
It's not very friendly.
I'd say it's not smart, but it probably is.
Each of them inflicts 4 points of damage, less whatever your armor reduction does, of might damage.
My armor is thick and tough.
Honestly,
the hard
I was-
hide of a creature, and I only take 1 point of damage.
I was going to go with intellect damage because giant brains, but no, they're mighty too.
Yeah, no. It's using their mighty whip.
If they can hit us, we can hit them, baby.
All right.
I'm gonna swing as soon as you let me.
Yeah, I think you were first. Were you first? Oh no. Yeah, you were. 3 players.
I swing
Initiative order.
forward. I roll a 1 on both the success level and the die.
Oh wow.
GM Intrusion. What can we do?
Wow, that was bad. Time for a 1.
Yeah.
No.
As you swing at it, its tail tentacle thing blocks your swing by grabbing your wrist and wrapping
nice.
around and wrenches your staff out of
So
your
the
hand.
staff is like a long wooden staff with blades, like sort of magical steel, sharpened, ever sharp titanium edged blades. So it can quite happily grab my arm and the staff as well and just yank it out of me. Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Yeah.
Uh
So
oh.
you've been disarmed.
Oh, nasty thing.
It really answers that brain versus brawn argument, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Nathan.
Ouch. I have other weapons. Don't worry.
Yeah. I imagine
What are
you're
you
the
gonna do
one
in
with like
response to
40
being whipped?
weapons that you just keep pulling out from everywhere. I just look at him, I lean forward and go, you're interesting, aren't you? And I just start getting like gravity. I'm like, should I do this? And look directly in his eye. And I look, can I just be honest? I'm staring down the one eye. I've got 2 versus 1, so I've like got advantage on that, right? I got to work in anything I got here. Like, I'm distracting him, and he's
Yeah.
jealous
So-
because of my both eyes. I've got depth
So
perception.
is this like an intimidation kind of?
But I'm kind of
thing
so
you're trying to
neutral.
do?
I'm kind of like I'm even leaving him stumped. He's very confused about me. Yeah, I'm kind of like
So you're it's a confusion attack.
yeah. It's more like trying to push as many lucks as I can before I have to roll a dice. That's what I'm not rolling with. I'm pushing forward.
All right.
So what does he say back to me?
He says, "I am not afraid of you."
Why do you need to be?
That's all he has time to say, I think, before Derek has to respond to his.
We're going to have a
Aurelian.
deep intellectual conversation.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
All right. I really feel like I want to kill these things. So,
That was my general concept.
yeah, I'm not down for the talkie. I feel like I might want to put myself. Can I get any distance between them? No, we've kind of backed ourselves into a corner.
You're in a tight spot,
Yeah.
quite literally.
All right. So I'm going to I'm going to try and set up the forearm blade so that it resonates again and maybe disrupts their physical form and reach out and slash against them. So I get a 13 this time.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And
How much damage do you do?
I don't know. What does a forearm blade do?
You don't have that written next to it?
That does
somewhere?
it does a normal damage. So it's what is it? Forearm blade is mod is 1 step and damage is 2.
So 2 damage.
2 damage.
Cool.
Yeah, everything does
write
one
it down.
like 2 or 4 damage. It's very simple.
Yeah. And I mean, you used to, games where creatures have 50, 60, 80 hit points that
Yep.
you have to work off, and Numenera doesn't work that way. So 2 sounds like you've hardly scratched him, but you seem to have done a little bit of damage.
Okay.
I'm not saying all the puns that are going through my head. I just want everyone to know.
Good on you. Control.
Yeah. So let's say that you slice off the end of the tentacle, and
This
it
is
kind
not.
of
This is not the one that has my double-ended blade. Eh?
screeches and takes half a step back from you
Nice.
in pain.
Half a horrifying, screechy, squirrely drift.
Can you imagine you like hit them? You have a successful hit, and you like wipe out their memory of a loved one. You're like, oh, I feel bad now. Like,
Brain damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's their turn.
It's their turn. Oh, good. So
what do you?
Do your worst, or optionally do considerably less than your worst.
I'll start a conversation.
So coming from behind you, and from beyond the 3 that are attacking you, come 3 more of these things in their energy form, glowing towards you, and accompanying them is this strange amalgam that is got 6 eyes and 6 tails. It kind of looks like 6 of them are mated together. And it comes from directly above you in its physical form, descending, sort of floating down towards you.
Okay.
And you hear a voice say, "You will be sorry you tried to steal from me. Me.
Hang on, did he echo himself?
He echoes because there's actually 6 voices in chorus, but I don't have Ben's voice mod for that.
No,
so you
that's-
just have to use your imagination.
It's tough. Some of us has to.
And in that moment, you kind of go into a sort of overloaded state. It sort of feels like there's 1,000 things happening simultaneously, and you can't possibly take everything in all at once. This creature that's descending down to you seems to be right in your face, and then it seems to be above you again, and then in your face again, and then sort of glitching in and out of its location. The 6 that were around you disappear and then reappear, and then they're on your left, and then they're on your right, and then they're attacking. You're sort of in paroxysms of pain in all of your limbs and all over your body. And then suddenly everything is dead silent. I don't know if you can do that for us, Ben. Dead silent and dead, like complete blackness. You can still feel the feeling of the sand. So you know that you're still way in the desert space that you were in this ravine. But you can't seem to see or hear anything at all. What would you like to do?
Do I feel my body? Like, am I on a body or am I just like actual necklace mode?
No, you're still on the body, the XE body that you were on. But the body seems to be... seems to be something different about it that's taking you a while to quite figure out what's happened.
So can I just not see because I'm lying face down in sand, which I can feel, or like, is it dark? Like I roll over to my side and open my eyes?
You're lying on your back. You
Okay.
can tell which way down is.
So
the ground is against your back.
I am underbelly reaches up, sort of, oh,
And wait.
and waves his hand around.
Yeah, it doesn't
I can't
feel
see it
like
at
your
all.
hand.
And I can't see it at all. Is it pitch black or?
Yeah, no, you're still in pitch black. And the hand doesn't feel like your hand.
Flair? Exie?
I hear his voice, do I?
You don't hear anything, no.
Oh.
He can call out, but the two of you can't hear him.
Oh, thank God.
I'm going to
Yeah, I
do
mean-
that thing.
And in fact, Ben, Underbelly has that thing where you try to talk with noise-cancelling headphones on. Like, you can't hear your own voice. You know that you're making a sound, but you can't hear it.
Nice. That's freaky.
I what is the thing? I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Matrix.
Sure.
He feels his mouth. I feel my mouth to see if it's there, and why am I not making a yelling sound? Do I have hands?
Yeah, you can feel your mouth. You have a hand, but it doesn't feel like your hand.
Just say that again. Sorry, I just missed it.
I said you have a hand, but it doesn't feel like it's your hand.
Okay, cool. But I can feel my lips and my tongue and my teeth.
Yep.
And
You feel tongues and teeth, right?
So you seem to have a sense of touch, but your hearing and sight are gone.
he's beginning to freak out a little bit. And I can.
What
Go,
about
Derek.
my sight? Do I see anything with my cat's eyes?
No.
I'm going to do that thing where somebody's lying on their back, and because she's so lithe and athletic and gymnastically adept, she pulls her knees up to her chest and then flips up onto her feet.
You kind of overshoot on your flip up, and you stumble and fall and sort of slump against or smash against and then slump down against the rock wall in front of you.
So there's a rock wall.
Yes, so you must still be in the ravine.
Okay. I grab a hold of the wall and start to stand up and use it as a guide, and I call out to the other two. Ixie!
You don't hear your own voice, and they don't hear you either.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna go just to rush to get through this. I'm gonna do the exact same thing as everybody else. Where is everybody? What can I do? Then I'm going to put my hands on the ground. I'm going to send a vibration through gravity through the ground around me. That's kind of like when a kid's lost and they have like a little tag that says the parent's name on there and mobile number, like that. Like just like, I'm over here. So people can vibe me through gravity vibrations just as much as I can. So then they they know I'm around. This is more of a common occurrence.
Feel the ground shake, and I don't know, it's up to you whether you recognize that feeling as friendly.
Yeah, it's been every wake up for the last few mornings. Like,
So Underbelly calls out silently and sort of commando crawls towards where the vibration might be coming from. Can you tell where it is? Do you want me to roll to see if I can?
You also need to command a roll as well.
Yeah.
It's important.
Well, no, commando crawls. Just digging his elbows into the sand.
Your elbows?
Well, I don't know whose elbows they are, but the elbows that I have control of.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going in any particular direction?
Towards the source of the vibrations using my great knowledge of seismology.
Yeah.
Commando crawls.
Good one. Yeah. I'm going to say that you do manage to find Exy's form.
Okay. So I grab Exy's body and sort of the body that Exy's on, and we touch, and do we feel each other? Do we feel normal?
There is a way for us to communicate, Ben.
Yeah.
You don't like it. You never have. But I am a necklace.
Oh, I could
Put him on.
Yeah, do I find the necklace around the Exy body?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Not knowing what to do, I can't try and shout, obviously, in silence again. So then I grab the necklace off the body and let it go slumping to the ground. I try and remember where I put it, and I place the necklace over my own head. Neck.
My plan has worked.
Nathan, you actually do very, very, very faintly hear the shouting.
What?
Just even though he's like inches from you, you can hear it only very faintly. But maybe you're reassured that you do maybe have a tiny bit of hearing. And then the necklace disappears.
It takes away the silence, because the sound of silence kills. And so I feel him taking the necklace, and I allow him to do it. If he wants to.
Oh, I'm just doing what you said, you know.
Well,
I do want to,
I didn't say it because I can't say anything.
That's right.
Because I don't metagame, unlike other players, lower tier.
Wow.
I'm joking massively. I'm the biggest metagamer in the world. And then again, I don't game because I just roll ones, so I'm just more of a disadvantage.
So can I communicate with the necklace once it goes on to me? Assuming direct control. Yeah, this will go well.
So what happens, Nathan, when someone else takes your necklace?
Usually what happens is I have a sense of being where I can actually understand what they are. So there's not so much as a conversation as much as I can feel and understand their body. So I can kind of get so it's not a form of direct communication. I kind of like take on their being and all that kind of stuff, and then I can release the necklace back, and I have a very good understanding of what they're about. And they also have a better understanding about me, because what I'm doing is thinking thoughts that they can read and hear, but they can't. So they can't. It's kind of like, like the night terrors where people wake up and they can't move, but they can, their eyes move everywhere. It's like that. They're in no control.
Sleep paralysis. Yeah.
But I can think thoughts to be able to pass information across. So it's like a bit of a one-way communication. I can hear them and then I can communicate back, but I can't hear back from them, is essentially it.
I like it. So when you take stock of this body, you
memories and stuff like that, yeah.
You notice that the left leg of this body is not the left leg that should be there. It's actually the left leg of your other body that you just took the necklace off.
Oh, God.
You can tell Ben that if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Ben that. You are part me now. Freaking right out.
And then do you take the necklace back again? Is this just a quick transfer and then put it back, or are you going to
I'd examine the leg, get a proper full examination as much as I can with my knowledge. But as soon as I'm kind of ready for him to deal with him, I'm gonna.
I try to respond. I make my hands feel each other. Do they feel like not my hands and someone else's hands? The hands of a 16-year-old girl, 19-year-old girl.
Yeah, one of your hands doesn't seem to be nearly big and muscly enough, and is kind of feminine feeling.
That's scary.
You know when
Not
you're
that
like,
I've got anything
I've got a
against
title
19-year-old
for a
got hands. It's just when they're attached to me, actually.
Well, yeah, especially because your character is like massive and muscly,
Yeah.
and then he's got this sort of lithe, young
Yeah, that's really weird.
arm on him.
That's really weird. He's just freaking
Really
out.
ill-fitting.
Like maybe he pulls the necklace off and throws it like into like the dark. No, I won't do that. That would be
No,
me.
you can't pull the necklace off. If the necklace is on, you're mine.
Okay, I want to. He desperately tries to it, but he can't. As long as he can smell.
But then I take it off and put it back on my body. But then you get to realize it's not your legs or anything. You're basically
That's
legless
horrifying.
and armless. You're not armed.
Can I see if I can find Ben's character?
Yeah.
I'm shouting and thrashing and crying out, so maybe there's a little bit of noise.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I think
Shouting,
little by little your
rushing,
senses are
crying
starting
out.
to return
okay.
to you, and I think for you, because of your cat's eyes, your sense of sight comes back a little bit ahead of your sense of sound. So I think, like being in a really, really, really dark room, and then your eyes sort of adjust to the darkness, you're starting to be able to kind of make out the movement and the shape of Ben thrashing is kind of,
Yep.
you can kind of vaguely see where that might be.
And am I back in the? Am I in the chasm in the?
Rushing.
Yeah, we're in this main ravine.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I've got girly hands.
All right. I go over and I get to Underbelly and say stop your thrashing. Calm yourself.
No, Flair, well, I've got your hand. It's attached to me.
Who? What? I have my hands. I look down at
You
my.
look down. One of your arms is massive and clearly not yours. Also, one of your legs is not yours.
Is the same side?
No, opposite.
Opposite.
Oh, you're mean.
Your
That was a
legs.
Like,
mean
keep track
decision
of
there,
who's
Johnny.
got what. So Derek, you have an arm of underbelly and a leg of Exy.
Okay.
I have Flair's left arm.
So I freak out a little bit,
Yeah.
and
Roll sanity.
what did these creatures do to us? Do I know anything about these creatures? Is this something that is this a power that they have?
Not that you're aware of. No, this is outside of your knowledge of these creatures. You know that they can, especially the master, which was that six-headed one, has a lot of kind of psychic powers, so the blinding and the deafening and all that sort of stuff fits neatly, but this limb swapping business is
New to us.
Could this be
Unusual.
a psychic effect? Could this be a mental illusion or some kind of?
Oh, not real. Yes. I'm
He's sort of pounding his head like that to try and make his brain come back into order.
I'm
With
clinging
your
to the
hand.
not real factor too.
That's right, yes. Denial's always the best pathway.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it is possible that we're imagining all of this.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, you could try and test that theory out.
I pinch
somehow.
myself like a girl, literally.
Pinch yourself with the flare arm, and
That's
see
right,
if
yeah.
it feels like a flare arm.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't quite
Yes,
fit.
that's a good idea. Yes. Does it feel like I'm being pinched by a flare? Because she probably does
Yeah.
that fairly frequently. Okay, but
Yep.
do I also wake up from my horrible nightmare like pinching's supposed to do?
No.
And is the pain receptors all still there? So
pain receptors. I pinch.
I pinch Flair's arm on me.
Yeah, Oh yeah, so you feel like you're pinching yourself.
Okay.
So Flay, you don't experience it by some connection.
This
across
isn't
the
some
space.
that's
low-level body swapping. This is some like high. We're not. Yeah, no, we don't. We didn't skimp. Only the best.
All right. So my sight is coming back. I'm looking around. Do I have the location of the crevice where I first encountered these creatures?
Yeah,
help
you
you
are.
there.
You're still basically where you were when that encounter began. Like you've
Okay.
woken up where you
Where
got
we-
knocked out.
Where we fell.
But the creatures, there's no sign of them. They seem to have left. And also, there's no sign of any of the ciphers that you found.
Bastards! They didn't even mix up our limbs only. They took our
And-
bloody stash as well.
And any ciphers that you were carrying on your person
No!
are also missing.
I've also.
Not fair.
So whatever you had saved up for a rainy day.
What about
You've,
Ben's shovel? Where's his shovel?
Yes, is my shovel
So
there?
yeah, no, anything like a shovel or a fairly
My weapon.
basic kind of weapon that's not a cipher or anything, you still have. But anything of any kind of Numenera value is gone.
Is that almost an insult, Ben? Like the fact they took all the stuff and they didn't take your shovel. Like they didn't respect
no.
the shovel.
My shovel can
So
make
yeah,
a
you
big
still
impact
got
on people.
you still got your weapons and things, but you don't have your ciphers.
I am Underbelly and I will get my things back, you nasty creatures! Where are you?
Well, every adventure has that line where the hero yells out that line everybody remembers. I will get my things back. Solid.
So Derek, you know that Arulians are big fans of ciphers and artifacts. So
Okay.
this is not super surprising to you that they might have taken all your valuables.
Yeah.
And also that potentially the Arulian master had some super powerful artifact that caused the limb swapping business. So, yes, Avarkilian, you
Have
came
we
to
been
record without
mugged?
being looted.
Our revenge will be
And actually,
ridiculous.
this you could argue this ravine is their home, and you stole from them first. So
No.
Very true.
This is
Kind
the
of
ninth
justice.
generation.
Technicalities.
I'm going to look at where they're connected. What kind of connection is it? Is it a medical connection? Is it a
Yeah.
direct connection? Do we is it what would you say?
We
it
sort of
would
just
look like?
tug,
What-
like an Attack of the Clones.
yeah.
What
no,
does my
it's
necklace
like,
looking through my human eyes, looking at the body of half his arm, look like?
Yeah. Well, if you've seen a skin graft, the skin tone changes, at the shoulder
Yes.
for an arm or the hip for a leg, in a pretty kind of defined line. But it's not like there's stitches or any kind of sign of a join that's obvious. It's quite a kind of
What
Clean.
color is your skin,
switch.
Flair?
Well, my skin is covered by this black
Energy.
nanotech.
Ooh.
But it's gone? Is it or not?
I don't know.
Do you have nanotech abilities?
I mean,
now?
I'm full. If you're looking for kind of modifications, I'm like half machine ultimately. It was fully integrated into me. That's the thing. Like up and down my spine, extra support, strength things. Yeah. But we've been left unharmed.
I'm going to find nanos out of my whatever part of the girl I have on me.
The toe. I've got a left
I
arm.
think Nathan, you've got a leg.
You're on
Yeah.
me, by the way, as well. Sorry. Yes. But you're on me still. Do you want to go back?
Yeah.
Into
Yeah, go
Exy? Okay. I pull
Oh, yeah.
Nathan
no,
off
whatever,
there.
whatever.
It's back.
I just think it'd be
Back
fun.
to Exy. There you go.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So are you gonna stay here? You gonna go back to your ship?
But do I do anything?
What's the
But
Need to fix it. Fix the problem.
Yeah.
Do do I get nano powers? Like, can I sense nanos on the skin on the leg?
Yeah, I guess so. If they're part, are they part of the leg? Like, are they part of your skin, or is it like a suit you're wearing? If it's clothing, then you've kept it, and if it's integrated, then it's gone with the limb.
I think it's. I don't know. I've never had to explain it like this before.
How did you not prepare for this kind of situation, Gary? You lose a limb, it attaches to one of your friends. Does your friends get your abilities?
Exactly right.
Like,
I think, I don't know. I think if it's detached, then it's going to fall off and sort of go into a ball on the floor.
Yeah.
Like my personality right now.
And my sense of self and my sense of accomplishment.
Well, yeah. So you all kind of have. Oh, maybe not Nathan's character, but to some extent,
it's a different
even
feeling.
Nathan's character. Like, you all feel really kind of
Discombobulated.
discombobulated. Good word. I was going to say distraught.
Yes.
That there's this kind of, like, you've got this foreign limb attached to you, and you know, you're missing your own, and you feel
Lovely.
not quite right. And also just the after effects of whatever psychic attack you were under. You've all taken intellect damage. Hang on, how much damage did that do? 5 points of intellect damage.
I'd be on 2.
So that's substantial. So you don't feel, you really don't feel right in the head even still. Like, you've got your senses back, but this is not a happy place to be.
Now, Ben.
Yeah, maybe we'll how long have we been going? Should we take
Ben,
a
I don't
break
mean to.
there?
Yeah, we definitely can. But Ben, I don't mean to be rude.
Yeah.
But you're a big man, right? You're like strong, like super strong, all natural, right? Nothing
And
flowing
I'm
through
tiny.
that blood that's not natural, right?
That's right. Absolutely. My blood is like enhanced.
So like, so those feelings of
So what
like,
happens to a limb if it's not attached to your blood?
or what happens to the blood that goes in that limb that it pumps into another body that isn't maybe ready for that kind of level of strength-inducing vitamin?
Varicose veins, baby.
But I mean,
Spider veins. Spiderweb veins.
Isn't there a bigger problem in that? In that his leg is huge and my leg is tiny.
No,
We're
you
gonna
don't
go
have my
and look at
leg. You've got
medical
my arm.
conditions and what this means.
You've got my arm and Exy's leg. So
Oh.
Exy's probably fairly slim, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm also
Have
like
I got both
silver
my
body.
legs?
Yeah, your skin is silver.
Yeah.
So you've got a silver leg.
Well, it's not healthy. It's basically a calf and a necklace, to be honest.
So no one responds to my sort of outrageous cries and suddenly delivers our stuffs back to us or anything.
Yeah, no. I think you might need to find someone
Brains.
to heal you.
To heal us.
In town or something.
Yeah.
God.
Let's go all
then we'll
cyberpunk
be
and go to a yeah.
So
we
how
will.
about we take a break, and
Yep.
in the break the party can, return to the ship and figure out what they're going to do.
And if you have any good ideas for
good.
us to do, put it in the chat and we'll come
Yes.
back and we'll
Yes.
pick the best.
Because I'm clueless and have an intellect of 2.
Well, yeah, you could probably do some resting to try and restore some of your intellect as well.
Yeah,
Well,
spending more time thinking about it's not really going to help.
All right, guys, we'll see you after this break. We'll be back soon.
All right. Bye.
Hello. We are back.
Wow.
We've all got our arms and legs, or somebody's arms and legs.
We have the required number of arms and legs.
Communal
Right.
sharing. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, so our intrepid explorers have returned to the ship, feeling a bit
What do
worse
we
for
do
wear.
now? Well, do you think someone can sew us back up the right way? I don't feel very comfortable.
You just think about how many leg
yes.
days you have to do to get back to like peak condition. You're like, oh god.
So whose legs does he actually have? All I know about is the left arm of the girl.
And one of my legs.
One of your legs?
Yeah.
Let's say I've got your right leg. Okay. I've got Exy's right leg.
And
So-
my right arm?
No, your left arm. You got
We
you
should
got my
write
left
this down.
arm. You've got my left arm, Derek.
So I
Okay.
think Exy's got 2 foreign legs,
Yeah.
and the other 2 of you have got a leg and an arm wrong.
Good.
That works.
Yes.
Hang on, let me just check. Yeah, maths adds up.
Am I happy?
Yeah, I could say something really annoying, like, you've all
not
got
at all.
one leg and one arm wrong. And you're like, wait, that doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so
I'm
so
gonna.
you rest. You can rest on the ship. You can restore your.
There is no way I'm resting.
I rest like a baby.
I'm gonna
Are
jump
there,
on
are
the.
there doctors and hospitals? Yeah. Can we just go straight back to a hospital and tell them to sew us back up?
Well, you're kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it's going to take a while to get to like a big city where there'd be a hospital, and potentially that might not be the most satisfactory.
So maybe we can hold something over these creatures so that they sew us back the right way together. If he can undo us, he can do us again.
Yes, I agree. I'm looking. I'm gonna jump on the computer and see if there's any record of this happening before.
The computer.
Yes.
Exy is the computer.
I put my hands out. Do you wanna tap on my hands and find out some more stuff about him? You've got mail.
I'm just wondering what Google returns for waking up with rearranged limbs.
Yeah.
You seen Google? Each
this
letter's
doesn't-
different.
Yeah, this doesn't seem to be something on record in your ship's computer. It's not a common occurrence, even in Numenera.
At least we didn't
Alright.
turn into beetles or
Do
anything.
you, Exy, you have a sort of a knowledge of the geography of this area in the
Yes.
Navic computer
I also have, like, a,
business in your ship.
I also have the ability, kind of like gravitational pulls, magnetic pulls. Like it's kind of like all because gravity is affected by magnetism, so I can kind of sense different stuff about geography. Yeah, I know ground.
Yeah.
Just keep saying
So-
words. That's right.
If you keep talking, I
you-
can't roll.
You were intending to go, actually, to a village that's about 6 hours flying from here, which is a village on the banks of the River Tithe in Navarine called Divi. And Divi is a bit of a... Well, it's a very small village, but it has a big reputation, at least recently, as being a kind of mecca for Numenera. So you were hoping to find these artifacts and then
Sell
take
them
them there to the great market of Divi to trade them for
No, don't say trade.
more.
Divvy them up. In divvy.
Yeah, sorry, divvy them up. Come on. How did I miss that?
Yeah, I'm like, you gotta do it, and then you're like, and to trade them. I'm like, no. Sorry.
So you also know that not only is this a place where you can trade Numenera, but it's to buy and sell, but it's also a place where there's a lot of knowledge of this kind of stuff. So if there's anyone who is going to have an answer to Derek's question of has this ever happened before, what is this tech that's swapped our limbs, how do you reverse it,
Let's go to
there might be
Divi.
someone in Divi for that.
Oh, you're already on the way.
So it's already kind of on your radar.
Right.
I mean, there is another option. I mean, these things are a kind of they exist out of phase, and I'm pretty good with that. And they're hiding in this rock formation, and Nathan is pretty good with gravity. And I was thinking maybe that if we combined our two brains, we could attack them. But
It'd be a brain-on-brain battle.
it would, yeah.
Don't combine them literally though this time.
But happy to head to the other place as well, and get ourselves
Yeah, but
fixed up.
we're really not well at the moment. Like,
Yeah, and we could rest on the way there.
yep, rest on the way there, get information, come back, destroy him.
Let's get some information. There might be a clue to how we can solve it.
Okay.
Oh, here comes my snack.
A little village with a big heart. Oh, look at
Oh, wow.
Is that? I love that it's. Has that got green on it? Is that why it was see-through?
Oh no, it's got yellowness on it that I think.
Uber is much better where you are.
Yeah. To the table.
We're flying
Cool.
to Divi.
I love the sound of the ship.
Yeah.
Starfinder ships are super cool.
They are.
Our sounds for them are even better.
So I'm flying away, and I'm going to do some research, basically following up Derek's conversation. You know, like, can we get them out of phase? Is there any history on these creatures? Like, they seem to be ancient and old.
Yeah, so they're alien creatures that came to Earth in some deep, distant past time. As far as your history in the Ninth World, they've always been here. But it's believed that they haven't always been on Earth. And yeah, they're very, you know, the ones that you initially encountered, the regular kind, are not crazy overpowered. Like, you could take them down if you got them one at a time. And
I felt like that.
you'd have much more chance of doing damage if they're in their physical form.
I think.
And you can find out that they need to be in physical form to really do, or at least semi-physical, to damage you.
You know
So-
what Underbelly's doing?
Engaging them in combat is kind of the way to hit them. You've got to get them angry enough to try and hit you.
Well, we've got underbelly.
1, 2, 3. That's how you turn girl arms into man arms.
Yeah, but
And
then,
then
there could also be a sense in which, like, some kind of energy effect could attack them in their energy state.
But I mean, the thing that we need to worry about is I think the psychic powers. Like, if all they can do is turn that on and just mess us up, how do we protect ourselves against that?
With knowledge.
Yeah, I think they might have some answers for us at this
Maybe.
place, at Divi. Maybe Divi can divvy up some information for us as well.
Warn me when we're going to arrive, because the landing sound is very cool.
Oh yeah, let's arrive now.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So less of a
How cool
town.
is that?
That is
Oh,
it.
wow.
So yeah, village is the right word.
Wow,
It's
that's
quite
cool.
little. There's sort of a bunch of houses and buildings and things kind of dotted around with dirt roads between them. This kind of gives you the vibe, even though this is clearly a modern picture. Yeah, it's kind of there is something sort of strange about this place. You know, a tiny village, but there are some large-ish buildings involved. Probably bigger than the ones in that photo.
Are people's limbs all arranged in the normal fashion?
But yeah, it's in a beautiful kind of rolling hill countryside place. Quite idyllic compared to the nasty desert ravine that you were just in.
Is it accurate in the sense that there's sort of wooden fences and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love in Numenera, the thing you ask clarification for is wooden fences.
Does it look normal?
How normal
is that normal?
All right. Well, we sort of stagger off the ship in an unbalanced jumble of limbs and strange gates, and make our way to the largest building, I guess.
How?
Yeah.
I asked, but these weren't they never renowned for their knowledge of ciphers and technology? I look around as I say technology.
Yeah, so some of the buildings do seem to have some additions and strange kind of things happening with them. Hang on, I've got let's change. Oh,
Ooh.
there you go. I've got a little map. Do you want to widify that?
Yeah, certainly can.
Oh, cool.
Widify. So you guys are coming in on the top left there, on that pathway leading in to town. So you
There's
can see
a
those
dome
little
building.
houses there on the right. And yeah, as I said, the photo that I found on the internet doesn't quite capture the eclecticness of the buildings. They're not as samey as that. So this gives you a better idea of, you got round buildings and big square buildings and...
I go to the pool of secrets and demand its knowledge.
Yeah. It's a logical thing to do in a town.
No, I guess we're making our way towards 9.
Well, yeah, so the first building you come to is 3 on your right there.
Yeah.
Is it a
And
tavern?
that's the Red Mare, which is, as the name might sound, a tavern. The Red Mare is a small tavern. You could go in or you could walk past. It's up to you.
I do need a drink.
I don't think we've ever walked past a tavern. Just putting it out there. I don't want
if we have.
Perhaps 17
Building
drinks.
you come across.
Drinking till I'm unconscious.
Maybe the tavern owner will know who the best person to speak to in town is. So yeah,
This must have happened before, and this is the closest
Yeah.
town, right?
This must have happened before.
No, I wouldn't say this is the closest town. It's the closest town that you might be able to sell what you find if you do.
They
go
know
exploring.
about
that
strange
domain.
things. Yes.
They certainly know about.
So maybe
it's
a lot of
close-
people-
it's 6 hours flight in your ship.
So people would have left
on
from
foot,
here?
that's quite a lot further away.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, the Red Mare is frequented by well-dressed, civilized types sitting around little tables having civilized philosophical conversations, sipping expensive drinks in moderation. This is not your classic fantasy tavern vibe. It's much more, they're a bit more
I'm
civilized.
disappointed.
Yeah, it's not all beers and farts.
Yeah.
No, there's deep philosophical conversations. You could be at a what's the famous
Or the coffee.
pub in Oxford? I had a mental blank. Anyway, it's that kind of vibe. You could be in a university town.
Yeah, and everyone here is better than you. You don't even need to know that. They at least they presume they are.
So what would you like to do upon entering?
Is this the first
Do you
bar
go to the
Ben's
bar? Would you
character?
like a
Let's
drink?
go.
Or-
Yes. I go to the bar.
Yep.
I need a good drink. What can you offer?
Here's the cocktail menu.
Yeah, the barman there, the owner, hands you a written menu, and you've never been in a tavern with a written menu before.
What is this? Just give me a beer. I'm good for the cash.
Can't I
Here
just
comes the
download the
role-playing.
menu?
Yep, they tell you to download a particular app, and you have to order from the app.
No.
Have you been to a bar like that?
Do I have to
Anyway.
check in too? It takes so long to
QR
get the
code.
service New South Wales app going.
Anyway, so
Give me mead!
mead. Do they drink mead in Numenera? I don't know.
Not in
Give
this
me
bar.
Numenera mead. Newman mead.
You look at the barman, he's got a moustache the size of like.
I don't
Yeah,
really
so-
know what. Yeah.
The owner sort of looks a bit down his nose at you.
I keep my girly
but-
hand in my pocket.
He hands you the drink that you've ordered.
Left or right
People
handed.
kind of look around at you and sort of.
I have a girly left hand, but I'm working it out. It's already a little bit bigger than it was yesterday. She's going to be well happy when she gets it back, I tell you.
Won't match.
That's right.
Poor Flair. You'll have this beefed up arm.
She'll thank me. Someone's got to put in the hard work.
I don't know, man. I'm
so-
trying to keep my figure svelte.
You'll waste away in no time the way you lounge around.
Where do you hail from? He asks.
Can I stand behind him and awkwardly point at the ship?
We have flown a long way from frightening circumstances.
We have many visitors come to our village.
Do you often see ones like us with mismatched limbs or...
I love
For the
it.
first time, he
Subtlety.
notices your mismatched limbs.
Oh my god.
And kind of looks a bit surprised and says, "Well, this is a curiosity. I've never seen this before." And he sort of beckons to a man sitting smoking some strange pipe that's sitting at a table nearby, and says, "Visti, look at these strangers. Look at their limbs."
phase with the rest of the world, and when we brought them into phase, they hit us. They looked like a brain with an eye and a tentacle out the bottom of it. Do you know these creatures?
It didn't
They
go
sound
well.
like Irulians.
Oh,
Arulians, I think that is what they were. Yes.
This Visti character is sort of short and plump man with a bit of a waddly kind of walk, and he waddles over interestedly and pulls out a strange kind of oddity from his
Did we just
side,
pick up Popular?
and he holds it up sort of in front of his face to kind of look through it at
Hold
your
up my
arm.
left hand, my hideous left hand.
And he sort of examines it like this, looking up and down, and especially kind of paying careful attention to the join where the foreign arm meets the original body.
Yeah.
He's actually just taking photos for Instagram.
Yeah, he just goes, "It's definitely an arm."
can you help us? What is that thing?
I would love to study this in more detail. This is most interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
Well,
You
let
can
me blow
study
your
us.
brain away.
You're most welcome, but can you fix us too?
I'm not sure. He sort of just continues to examine you like you're some strange artifact, some specimen. He's not particularly interested in you as a person, more as you as a,
Does
specimen
anyone know
study.
anyone who can help us?
I love that you're just getting sad, crying, people surrounding you, being interested in you, and you're saying, I don't want it. In a bar that
I
doesn't
grab
sell
this-
mead.
I use my massive arm to grab this guy by the scruff,
I approve.
and I say,
Keep your hand high behind.
listen, I demand that you take us somewhere where you can help us, or leave us alone. And then I release him.
He sort of stops looking through his oddity and he stares you intently in the eye and says, "That is not how we do things here."
Well, really? Well, how do you do things?
This is a place of great learning, of great knowledge. We do not use such rote behavior to get our way. If you wish for something, you talk about it. There are consequences for
Forgive
those
me, young
who
lady.
don't.
She's
It's in
not quite
hell.
herself. As you can see, she's not being quite harmless. You know what I mean? Can you help us? I don't like having this arm attached to me, nor this leg. I feel weak. I am underbelly, but not quite myself.
I'm more overbelly these days.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Visti. Perhaps I could find somebody to help you, but I'm not particularly interested in doing so.
How about this? I step forward and I go, I'll let you one day to study me, if you are able to help us.
He sort of ponders that.
He does it, but
For a
here's the thing.
moment.
He looks at me. I've got two, a chubby leg and a skinny leg. But I go along and say, my essence is held in this necklace. I have lived for millennia. One day for help.
Yes,
Very
good
well.
idea. He's quite a fascinating fellow.
Very well.
Nice.
I will take you to Kolo.
Sorry, drama music.
Yeah.
That was I love it that it's like,
Great timing.
it was also very much like what a guy would do in a piano in that kind of bar. It would be all like super classical with like showing off.
Totally.
Look at me do scales.
You know Miss America Pie? You know that one? La, 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 la.
So he takes you down
Koloff.
this main street of town. You go past Dimna's residence. Dimna was the owner of the Red Mare. Then the House of Tranquility.
This is where we go past every
Which is
house that
a-
would have been more helpful the entire way along.
The
I
House
had
of
to make us go to a
Tranquility,
bar, didn't we?
He explains to you as he walks. He kind of gives you a quick tour. The House of Tranquility is a meditation sanctuary.
Yeah, no
It's a place
tranquility.
where people go to listen to the silence and learn its secrets. And then you go through past a few more places, and eventually you get to that number 7 on the corner there, which is the Temple of Knowledge.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
Can we bring the...
So yeah, can we have the map back?
Certainly can.
Sorry, I forgot you couldn't see the map. I can see the map on my screen, but that's no help to you.
There we go.
So yeah, you've gone
Number
down.
7,
Number
Temple of
2 there is the House of Tranquility, and number 7 is the Temple of Knowledge. So the Temple of Knowledge is this temple building right in the middle of the town. It's quite a kind of grand building with big columns on the front, and there's this sort of aura around the building. Perhaps Exy senses it more than the others, that this is a powerful place. Yeah.
I sense the
And
kind of
Visti-
magic I am.
And Visti says, you are lucky you found me. I can give you audience with Koro, the High Priest.
Does it echo when he says that word?
Koro.
Yeah. Are you
Who is
willing
this?
to go in?
Who is this Koro, and why do you think he can help us, or she can help us?
You're assuming
She
gender.
is the High Priest. She is the most powerful woman in the world, perhaps. Certainly in this part of the world.
Lead on then.
I don't know.
So he leads you through these kind of colonnade entryway into this kind of, you know, when you hear it's a temple, you expect it to be as big,
As a temple.
open space. But actually it's this kind of labyrinth of rooms and corridors and things inside. And you are led kind of through a confusing maze of corridors and round corners and intersections and downstairs and upstairs, and you get completely lost in this place. But Visti seems really confident, like he's been here 100 times before. And eventually you come to a really simple
Gift shop.
wooden door, and Visti knocks on the door, and the door opens of its own accord. And seated within at a big oak desk, piled high with books and strange artifacts and oddities, is this
Murray.
beautiful young woman, maybe, 6.5, 7 feet tall, really kind of striking presence in this room. And she looks up from her work and looks at Visti and says, hello, Visti, old friend. Are you keeping well? And he sort of mumbles some vague reply and says, oh, very sorry for disturbing you. These, you must see this. This strange event has occurred to these poor innocent travelers. Come look at their arms, look at their legs. And he kind of ushers you in, shoving you off.
I move in and I'm kind of a bit mouth agape at this impressive woman, and just kind of hold both my arms out towards her to
Me too.
state the obvious.
Like
See,
one
look, I
is
have my friend's arm here.
one that's like a foot in front of the other.
She sort of looks at it kind of, she's interested but not quite as impressed as perhaps Visti hoped she would be. She kind of examines each of your arms methodically and your legs as well, especially you, Exy. It's just your legs that are the problem, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah,
Great.
it's weird.
And and she says, what did this to you?
A group of people, a group of creatures called Arulians. There was 3 individuals and 1 king creature with 6 of their kind wrapped around one another. We
An
blacked
Irulian
out.
master.
Yes. Do you know of these people? Have you seen creatures like us before, transformed like this?
I have never seen this sort of strange transformation, but I am well acquainted with Arulian, and Arulian masters at that. They are formidable creatures. You are lucky to be alive.
I wouldn't call it lucky.
I wouldn't call it alive, but Define life in Numenera.
Can you help us? Can you put us back the way we were before? We would very much like to go back and destroy this Aurelio master.
Yes.
The Aurelio, right?
I don't remember what it's called, but I remember how hideous it looked.
We may be able to help you. Perhaps. I would like to better understand what it is that has done this to you. Some very powerful magic or some
I step forward.
artifact we've never seen before.
I can show you.
Oh, cool. And the memories.
Ah.
Yes, let us. We'll put you on him and him on you, and then he can show you his memories, what he has recorded. He is technological. The body is just what is carrying him. Our friend, Dixie.
No, keep going, Ben. No. Nobody interrupt
It's
you.
great.
Explain
I can
it.
explain it technically. There's a thing that, and then there's this thing, and then you see it, and it's because
I once did it.
She looks at you, Exie, dead in the eyes, and says, "You, my friend, are not what you seem."
Never am.
None of us are.
I've got my hand.
I've got a girl's hand, and I'm not quite sure what happens in the middle of.
I can pass this information on to you freely if you wish. But it is up to you, of course. And if your curiosity is enough.
I am certainly curious. I would like to better understand what may have happened to you.
Well, come forward. And I go like this, and I take the necklace off, and I just hang it at the tip, and I kind of like go into like a half, like tranced out stage where the body is just like goes near limp, but is just standing.
So powerful.
Nice.
She takes hold of the necklace, and she kind of holds it in the palm of her hand and stares intently at it. And then she closes her other hand, kind of cupped over it, and there's sort of this pulsing of energy flowing through her hands, and she closes her eyes and kind of goes into a trance herself. The two of you tranced out face to face. And then she seems to kind of come to, and the energy subsides, and she opens her hand and puts the necklace back on Exie's body and says, "What you have seen is not worth remembering."
We didn't need no fancy lady to tell us that. Can you help us?
Perhaps I can. Would you like to be restored?
Yes, please.
Definitely.
Yes.
I've never seen somebody run faster. Oh, thank you. What did I read of her during that?
Well, so that's the thing. She didn't put the necklace on.
No.
So you got no read of her at all. But she seems to have read you, like taken the essence of you and examined it in her mind's eye by some other means that you've never had happen to you before.
But
And she
did I
seemed to
get
know
a
exactly what
sense
she was doing.
of anything?
Not of her.
So definitely not, but did I anyway?
No, but I was thinking more along the lines of like,
Yeah.
do I sense that she's evil? Do I sense she's
There was
good? Do
a
I get any kind
sensation.
of... There was a sensation. Okay.
There was a sensation of her being extremely powerful and very much in control.
But she
of
knew what she was doing, so that means she's seen technology like me
she was
before.
doing.
which is, yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
seen anyone. I haven't seen
potentially.
anything like me before, except
No.
for when I found my second body.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
she knows something about you, perhaps even more than you do. Maybe that's the sense you get, because you don't really know much about how you work, do you?
I
Apart
roll
from
every day, and I haven't
experientially.
rolled over a 5.
That's right. I was thinking, yeah, if you don't want to tell him additional information, just make him roll for the
Yeah.
No, I'm not hedging around that. It's just like
You should. It's pretty safe.
narratively. Yeah. So you might want to ask her about yourself at some point, but maybe not right now in the middle of this conversation. But you could tuck that away if you're going to be here a while.
Perhaps after she fixes us.
Yeah.
I love the single
She
mind.
isn't working out my left arm. I'm gonna lose tone.
I've told her to do it every day.
So she goes over to a sort of bureau in the corner of her office, and she taps on it in a sort of strange pattern, and moments later her office door opens, and there's another woman, not quite as imposing as her, but still a bit intimidating, who sort of glides in and says, "Come with me, friends. We will help you."
I have an amazing
She-
ritual soundscape that happens over the course of a minute. So when you're ready for it,
Oh yeah. So she's going to lead you out. It seems that Koro is not going to do the work herself. She's too high up for that. So one of her priests is going to take over. And she takes you to a sort of sparsely furnished, bit larger room. And in this room are some really rudimentary beds, kind of a foot off the floor, large enough for you to lie on, like a kind of stretcher, I guess.
I'm pretty wide.
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we'll say that they're wide enough for you. Yeah, she kind of gestures and says, "Please, make yourselves comfortable."
I watch Ben's character. Underbelly. Make yourself comfortable.
This is the
Underbelly
most
lies down.
uncomfortable I've ever been in my life. This is. All right, I sit down.
I lie down. I'm eager to be serviced or whatever. Done. Unscrew the hood. Fix it up.
Yep. What about you, Exy? Are you...
Oh, I just
Okay
go down
with
into my
this?
natural state and I fall immediately asleep.
So you're asleep. Ben, you're lying down but a bit uneasy.
Yep.
And Derek, you're sitting on the stretcher, is that right?
Yes, I'm sort of waiting for instructions.
So she doesn't really give you any. She goes and sort of sits cross-legged on the floor in the middle of the room and closes her eyes and begins to sort of hum to herself.
I'll lie down at this point, I guess.
Ben, do you want to
It's triggering. Yep.
Oh, right. Nice. Just feel like we need the immersion of this moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know the best part is it's going to be the most amazing soundscape ever with Ben going, "Ah! Ah!" I love the juxtaposition.
There
you go.
Nice. So, as she hums, you start to kind of see lights kind of dancing in your vision. You feel lightheaded. There's sort of this sense of you're losing control and losing consciousness. You could try to fight that. It sounds like Exy's already embraced it. But actually, no matter how hard you fight it, it eventually rolls over you in this kind of wave, and you descend into a kind of fugue state where your mind is you're still awake, but you're not really conscious of anything around you in any way, apart from the sound of this humming that seems to have filled your whole mind.
Well,
And you don't really have a conscious sense of how much time is passing in that state.
These
It
minor
just
chords are not
is.
helping.
this is very spooky.
And when you come to, you are in some lovely, plush, warm feather bed. The three of you are in your own room. You're not, each of you aren't together anymore. It's very comfortable. It's
Literally.
very
So
peaceful.
when you say we're not together, like we haven't been like
was that a good
dismembered
play of
completely.
word?
I mean,
That was amazing.
Well, actually, as you
Surprising.
wake up and remember where you were and what was happening, and you immediately examine your limbs, I assume, and you find that you have been put to right.
Oh, hooray!
This is where you zoom out to the moon and you hear this distantly in the background.
I definitely do some cartwheels and slide around the room on my nano. Do I still have my nano suit? I guess I have to put it on, right?
You know when
Yeah.
somebody goes to like skateboard, the board's not there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody seems to have very kindly put you in these rooms and taken good care of you. You know, these priests, maybe they weren't as sinister as they seemed.
It was maniacal laughing as we fell asleep that was a real problem, but
It was all those minor chords as well.
yeah, I was like, this is going to be holy,
Perfect.
holy than thou.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
it's awesomely powerful.
So we
So-
steal all their stuff and we leave. Neutral.
Yeah, I wouldn't definitely mess with these people at all.
No.
Okay. Is there? I exit my room. Is it like a cell? Is it like a priest's?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's quite lovely.
It's comfortable.
Comfortable. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not it's not the kind of priesthood where you sleep on the floor and take a vow of silence and,
Yeah.
you know. They live quite lavishly in a way, yeah.
You saw how much they pay for beer. Well, not beer. Like it's not even. They don't even have beer.
All right. Well, I exit my room and I look around. Is there anybody there? Is there anybody here?
Yeah, so outside your room is kind of a common room.
Oh, okay.
And there's a whole bunch of doors that lead into that space, and there's a big table in the middle with benches along either side, and there's sort of some couches off to one side.
Is there anybody around?
And
Switch.
no, it's pretty much deserted.
It's kind of either
But-
is deserted or is not deserted. Pretty much is.
Okay, yeah, no, well, so there's no body there,
Okay.
but it looks like it is well used.
Yeah.
Like there's people's stuff around.
Okay.
Like people live in this space. This is their living space, but they're not home right now.
Every time
Alright.
you use the word body, it freaks me out. Like, no body's there. It's like, did you emphasize the body? I'm questions.
Yeah, this is the point where they find out that they've put us back in the wrong bodies. We're all assembled.
Oh my
the
god!
right
Oh my
way,
god! Oh my god!
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I knock on the door next to mine in the hope of finding my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Underbelly, you hear a knock on your door.
Oh, hello? Hello?
It's Flair. It's Flair. Are you there? Are you whole? Are you well?
Blair, I'm back together again. I don't have your arm. Do you have your arm?
I
rushed
open
to
the door. I open the door and I show both my arms and
And I hug Flair with my arms.
I embrace him back.
I'm so happy. Have you seen Exy? Is he all my legs are back too?
Not yet. Not yet. Let's find him. And I knock on the door, the third one along, or the next one along.
Yeah, Exy, you hear a knock on the door.
I would still be asleep, wouldn't I? Like,
The knock would open you, but not with any sort of fright.
okay. I gently stand up, sit on the side of the bed, stand up, say hello, and gently walk over to the door.
I love it.
And open. Hello. Oh, look, you're up.
Come. We must thank these people and find out what the payment is for this service that they have done.
So at that moment,
Payment.
the young
bill collector.
priest comes into the common room and says, "Ah, I see you have awoken. How are you
Yes.
feeling?"
Much better. Thank you.
Marvelous, thank you.
Oh,
Ah, very, very good. Yes.
I do
Yes,
feel
it's,
normal. Yes, in fact.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You feel, in fact, if you haven't changed your health-wise on your character sheets, you are fully healed of
Can I-
every.
I just love it when a
Back
player
up to
and a
your
character
full-
could say the same thing. Like you looking at the priest and going, I'm all right, right?
That's right.
Just as good. Like both ways, you're safe.
And just, I feel my beard to see how much, because he normally shaves. Is there very much time has passed by?
Ah,
Is that your
I
clock?
like that.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
beard
you
clock.
have a
it's
full
beard o'clock.
beard.
A full beard.
You've lost your beard.
Oh,
Derek's got it.
how long have we been asleep?
I say, can I say the exact amount of time?
Oh, you know.
Like 247 days and 36 hours. And yes, I did say 36 hours and not including his day because
Sure, let's say, what was that, 236 days?
and 36 hours.
And 36, so 237 days and 12 hours.
No, it's not, but it's close.
Yeah, so the
I need to
priest
do some
kind
more
of looks
reading
a
around
bit-
this rune here, Johnny.
Yeah, she looks slightly surprised that you know that so perfectly. And
So how
also
many-
a little
how
bit
many-
apologetic,
Yeah.
almost, that you are, under for that crazy length of time. Most of a year.
Wow.
What's that? Is that? No, it's not most of a year. 2/3 of a year.
It was good that I was able to connect and read connect with you in different ways. I appreciate the conversation. I look at her.
I would have appreciated knowing that this procedure was going to take months rather than.
But you didn't ask. I look at him
Yes,
quizzically.
We didn't like to frighten you too much
Maybe-
about the severity of your condition.
Maybe not so much time passes on the outside of the temple or something. Maybe like it's just been like one day.
I.
Ben had a date.
I say, it is our plan to go back and confront these creatures. Do you have anything that might help us in that? We would be more than willing to share the spoils with you.
I don't know if that is wise. She kind of looks uncomfortable.
Why do you say that? Because we are
Why do you say that?
not we are not up to the task?
They are quite dangerous creatures, as you experienced firsthand.
I still suggested nuking them from orbit, or from at least someone very high up. Though they do have shiny things in their possession, including our things.
Yeah.
What things did you lose?
Ciphers,
Does it?
artifacts, curiosities.
Oh, of course. The Aurelians are collectors of such items, as are many in this village.
I had a cube of ice that never melts. It was very useful for making mead cold.
That's the thing that you miss the most.
Yeah, and your solution is, Ben, what is your solution? Nuke them from orbit so they can get your things.
It appears that the... And then she sort of stops herself, like she's sort of about to say something she shouldn't.
Oh.
And then she goes on. Look. You are not safe in this village, I don't think. And I must admit, to my shame, perhaps I shouldn't. We have taken some liberties in the last months.
Ben, you're looking down at your hands. What have you done?
What do you mean liberties?
Look, this place is not everything that it seems to be, perhaps, to you as outsiders. We are so hungry for knowledge. There are many here, many of my sisters particularly, who would do anything to know more and more of everything there is to know. And I fear we have gone too far. I assure you, we haven't done anything permanent besides taking
Scarring
much too much of your time.
But you have observed us and gathered information.
We know each of you, and with that she looks very intently at you, Exie.
Oh, I know. Because can I be conscious the entire time, but just lying there, like, as if like it was something to do, like I was waiting for everybody else to wake up.
As all of you were kind of conscious through the whole thing, but the only thing you were conscious of was the sound, like that. So it's not like you were asleep, particularly. It was more like you were in a kind of fugue state, trance state thing. But yeah, maybe Exie, you were a little bit more conscious of stuff outside of that. But it's kind of like they had this ability to have all of your attention drawn to that one thing, so that you weren't attentive of what was happening to your body or the passage of time or anything else. But it's not like sleep.
But yeah. But I still had my little clock in the corner, on the bottom of the screen that told me the time.
yeah. Your CPU clock. So yeah, you kind of had more of a sense of what happened.
And I would have had the logs if
they
they did anything to me. There'd be something there, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they've studied you, completely down to a
They broke.
Submolecular level.
They broke the vow. I said one day, and they broke it.
Mm-hmm.
And as a neutral character, I am now in my right to destroy them.
You come from space.
Yes.
She leads you to the window of this common room, and she points outside. And in the courtyard below, you see an iron, or seemingly iron-looking. This is Numenera, so nothing is necessarily what it looks like. Mm-hmm. But this kind of metal cage, and in the cage is this creature that's sort of, wild, scraggly hair covering its whole body. Humanoid, but doesn't really look human. And it's sort of prowling around, pacing around in its cage. And she says, "This is what has troubled me most greatly these past years. And I swore to myself that when you awoke, I would tell all.
Didn't think it was
You
going to be
must
like...
help me. You must
we
stop
can help you.
this madness."
Yes, we can help you. What can we do? Everyone seems so powerful in this place.
Oh, they are. But this is the source of their power. I have been studying and learning and digging into all of the libraries of the village and of the temple, seeking to know all there is to know. Many, many years past, there was a young man whose name I have learned was Tombo Karlzender, the youngest son of 8 sons. And, well, the priests here found a way to take from him and give to others.
Harvest. I'm going to just say the word.
Yes, perhaps that is the word. To take his lack of focus, his lack of self-control, his lack of intelligence.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
To take all of that and put it on the whole town. He is the scapegoat. They say it's for the greater good, but somehow I don't quite believe it anymore.
So you did believe it?
Of course, I served here as a priest for many, many years.
And only now, after all the knowledge you've gained, you choose to be so forthcoming.
I don't believe anymore.
So how can we help with this problem?
Yeah.
What she said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to help.
I believe that if we can free the wild man and somehow restore Tombo, I don't know. Perhaps it is too late to reverse what has been done. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps we just continue as we are.
No. We can help you. You've been so kind to us.
I love that Ben becomes this good Samaritan now of helping people because he got helped.
I have 2 arms which are both strong. It makes me very happy.
I want to know what happened to our friends who sat in the ship for a freaking year while waiting for us.
I had a library book out. The fees are astronomical.
Boy, these guys are really taking a long time on this
And I have to pay by the
medical
picture.
visit.
We don't normally deal with that, do we? We just kind of this Numenera adventure has had so many incarnations and added and subtracted characters from the party, and we pretend that doesn't matter.
Do you know the best part is? It's like
a plot hole.
we had the keys, and they were in there, and they like it's. We come back and they've formed their own little society.
Maybe they've just been living in the town and drinking at the Red Mare and
They now drink with their
wondering where you've got to.
took a short course in like sort of various different types of arcane mathematics. Went up 9 levels.
Maybe they weren't in the ship. Maybe they'd gone off on a side quest before you went to the ravine.
And they came back with more than we have ever got in any adventure.
They came back to the meeting place at the appointed time 200 and something days ago, and you didn't show up.
Literally, like
racked off.
You were like 6 hours late. 230 hours it was meant to be, but
Fantastic.
I like that.
I look at her and say, well, obviously you have a plan if you were to tell us. You wouldn't have told us if there was no chance of success.
Yes, we free the werewolf thing and then we restore him, but how do we do that? Is the power and knowledge stored in some object or safe, or I can break things?
I have my hands back. I love at the end of every sentence you end with, and my arms!
Yes, I believe Koru, the High Priest, must have some receptacle of what is being drawn out of him. If we can break that link between the two, or even reverse the power and return it to him.
Ooh, sorry.
Can we murder Koro? But isn't she super powerful? Oh, my arms are very strong.
Oh yes, she's a great, powerful being. Beyond even my comprehension. But we are not working completely alone.
I like that in your head you had a montage of you snapping her in every single way. Like you snapping her above the head, you snapping her back on the knee, snapping her against the door. Like it's what the audience doesn't get to see. That's cool.
So
I will go with you.
We must plan carefully.
I have been thinking
Maximum
about this for a while.
advantage.
Yeah. We should leave this place. Leave this temple.
Well, we can certainly accommodate you on our ship. Would that be helpful?
We have some new rooms made vacant.
First we must visit Crivendo, the librarian.
Oh, yes?
He's been helping me a great deal in my quest to uncover these things.
A librarian.
Good idea. Yes. You'd be nice to him now.
Librarian.
Conan the librarian.
Like a
Exie,
like a
you'd be
dog
nice.
with a mailman. I'm like,
Take us to the library.
Cool. So you go to the library, which is on our map. Should we see the map?
Hooray!
if you press wide source, it'll go wide for you.
Oh, I can do that. So the library's only 2 doors down. That's number 6 there.
Can I just say,
We're in number 7. The
can
Temple
the
of
number
Knowledge.
1 be the cart of stuff?
No, number 1 is the
that's
Wild
the
Man's
Wild Man's
Cage.
That's Tombo's
They keep it in the
cage?
street. How inhumane.
Yeah, just right
Attached
in
to
the
the
middle
straw
of the
that goes
square.
directly to her office.
So yeah, there's a sort of a culture in the village of all of these very highly intellectual, great deep thinkers having these deep philosophical conversations in the Red Mare and studying things, and collecting knowledge and artifacts and ciphers and oddities and things. And they all just kind of turn a blind eye to this wild man in a cage right in the middle of town, out in the open where everyone has to walk past every day. But they've kind of learnt to just accept that that's the way things have to be.
I love the twist and turn of this, by the way. I'm just saying,
Willful
I was like
ignorance.
trying to work out where you were going. It's like, is the intelligence good?
this is
Is the intelligence
cool.
bad? Is it strict? I'm like, I don't even know. What's the moral?
I'm so confused, but I have arms.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So can we find somewhere to basically huddle down and hide? Like, is that the idea?
So I think the library. I think that the library is where Crofter wants to take you.
Yeah.
Because she has a friend there who knows who knows what she knows, and perhaps even knows what she intends to do with what she knows. She might not have many other friends like that.
But does she know that he knows that she knows?
We're definitely gonna need one of those recaps. Nathan, make sure Johnny records us a recap at the end of this,
100%.
so we can play it back to us all next week and be like, "Yes, I definitely remember that."
I was asleep for a year.
How are we going for time, by the way?
The time is 10:47 p.m.
I think we should
Oh, dear.
probably
Seems like-
wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it seems like a reasonable
Yeah.
place to. So we can secrete ourselves safely in the library, or we'll start meeting the librarian next time. That sounds good.
Yeah. I think this is
Work
good-
out a plan.
good kind of
To
end of one act.
Yeah.
Start the next act,
amazing.
narrative-wise.
Yeah,
It's not a cliffhanger. I know you guys like to finish on a cliffhanger.
I think
but-
we've got a lot of information that's going to mull in our brains and excite us for the
Yeah.
future. It's super cool, Johnny.
Yeah.
And we've got to know the characters really nicely. It's really good. It's really nice.
The one thing that broke you was I lost my arms. Then I got them back. I'm so...
That's right. I feel like I've gone on such a journey. You know,
Yeah.
you start with no arms, with normal arms. In the middle, you have weird arms, and then you end with normal arms. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And we've kind of we've done that narrative
It's an
arc,
arc.
Yeah,
but we've also dovetailed with the next one.
yeah. Oh my god, it's so cool.
Were the brains floating worse than the brains you already had?
Oh.
Yeah, it makes
Or
you-
the brains
it
in
makes
this
you think,
village.
or is thinking the worst the enemy, so you
Yes.
shouldn't think, and then
Yes.
And that first encounter really cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah. I love the idea of him frantically working out this girl's arm to try and get it to match, kind of thing, and looking, sort of
I love that you
vengefully.
knew it was like a 19. It was like being age specific is not a good thing. Like,
It says on my character sheet that she's 19. So
I know
it's
that
stuck in my
I
head.
knew you drew something of that, but when you said a 19-year-old hand, I'm like, that is an oddly specific thing to be able to referencing to a hand. It's age.
Yeah, that's right.
like-
That's right. Well, yeah, that's right. My friend, who's a lot younger than me, obviously. That's right. Oh, that's really funny.
That was
Wow.
hilarious. Thank
Well,
you so much.
Thank
Jody.
you all.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you, viewers. The
Amazing.
chat.
Yeah, you guys are
Great to
Literally.
have you along.
Yeah, that was really amazing. Very atmospheric. And it was wonderful getting to use the healing hand sound set, which I'm very proud of. It's very, very cool. That resurrection.
Yeah.
That's the resurrection
Yeah,
ritual
very cool.
sound. Yeah. 90 seconds of epic minor chords descending horrendously.
Those
How
can I
that should
say,
never be touched.
the minor chords just changed the mood. Like Johnny, I reckon Johnny changed the story because of the minor chords. He's like, and
Yeah,
then
I'm slightly
she
suspicious.
murdered you. Like, it's, ah!
Thank you for being with us,
Awesome.
everyone.
Well, thank you so
Right,
much,
I
guys.
definitely want to.
everyone.
I definitely want to continue this next week for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, guys.
I need to press the button.
See you soon.
Nuking
All right.
from space is still an option.
Catch you guys, boy.
Bye.